Welcome to the Unofficial Steelers Podcast, the podcast so unofficial it doesn't have a home. Here's your host from In Heights site, Nathan Heights. And from State of the Steelers, Daniel J. Here we go.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Unofficial Steelers Podcast. Alongside with me, as always, is Nathan. Nathan, how you doing, my man?
Pretty good, man. Pretty good. Wednesday here, and we're getting closer to the draft, as you guys can see in the title. That's what we're going to be talking about. So Daniel and I are getting a Steelers mock draft. We're going to go through. We have two of them pulled up, so we're just going to kind of go through it. 4 rounds for the Steelers, kind of see who's on the board, what would make sense, have some fun with it. But other than that, man, it's been just pretty easy going, to be honest with you. So how are you?
Doing well, man. Doing well. Doing a lot better. For those that weren't aware, my grandfather had a medical emergency, and he's doing well. He's doing a lot better. So, one of the reasons why I kind of took a little bit of a break there. But I'm ready for this, man. The draft is 1 week away from, tomorrow. It'll be 1 week away. Yeah. A lot of people have done their mock draft and this, that, and a third. And I'm really not big into them, to be honest with you. But, I thought we would, try one out. We have two. We have the PFF mock simulator, and we're going to also be running the ESPN draft simulator at the same time. So that way, what do you call it? We can have maybe 2 options there at 20. So with that being said, you ready to do this?
Let's do it, man. Should be fun. Real quick before Daniel and I start, as you guys know, Z, who's usually in the chat here, on my channel and on our channel, we did our own individual first round 2024 mock draft. I know some of you guys were there. We went live for it. If you guys are interested in seeing my full first round 2024 NFL mock draft, you guys can check that out. It's pretty fun. It was pretty fun to do. I'm sure you guys have probably did some on your own just for kicks. So if you're interested in seeing that, feel free to check that out since we're talking about the draft. So, let's do it.
Awesome. So I'm gonna push start, and it's probably I'm gonna try to stop it at 5, which is the LA Chargers. Just kind of predicting some of these. Who do you think are going to be selected in those first 5?
Honestly, dude, I think it's pretty cut and dry. A lot of time, you never know in the draft. I think it's possible the Chargers or the Cardinals trade back. But if we're just going to base this off of how things are right now, I think we're looking at Caleb Williams. That's a no-brainer. That's Chicago's drafting him number 1. That's signed, sealed, delivered, done. That's done. Washington has already met with quarterbacks. They're definitely taking a quarterback. I have Jaden Daniels going there at number 2 to Washington out of LSU. Drake May at 3. The Cardinals will take Marvin Harrison. And then I think the Chargers, they need a playmaker on offense. They got rid of pretty much all their offensive playmakers. So I actually have Neighbors, wide receiver, going to the Chargers there.
Interesting, man. I would have predicted exactly the same thing, except I think Neighbors goes first, and then I think the Harrison Jr. is going to go.
I think it would be a mistake, dude. I think Marvin Harrison's the best receiver in the draft. That could happen, Daniel. I'm not saying you're wrong. That could happen. There's been some scouts out there that think this and that, but I don't think that if the Cardinals are going to stick at 4, they should not overthink it. I think Marvin Harrison is the best wide receiver in this draft.
We'll see. I don't disagree with you. I do think he's one of the better ones. I've seen some tape on both. I think what it kind of boils down to is the type of receiver that you're wanting. Marvin Harrison is a taller receiver. I question his ability to be shifty. You know what I'm saying? Like one of those Antonio Brown, Santonio Holmes type of receivers that's going to be able to run those type of routes. So, I know that with Neighbors, being 6 foot, he's more of around the ideal height for those type of receivers. So, but yeah, that's where I'm at. Let's hit the start, and we'll start it on this one and see how close we got.
Let's do it.
All right. So let me I wanna scroll up. I don't want to see that. All right. I don't know. Do I push back? I don't know.
There's an arrow button right there on your right
There it is.
side. Hold down there. You can do that.
Yeah. All right. So geez, completely different than what we thought. They went Caleb Williams, Drake May, and then the Patriots go with Joe Alt, tackle, and then the Cardinals go with Rome. I don't even know how to pronounce that.
Roma
Odins.
Dunze.
And then Malik Neighbors. So Marvin Harrison's still on the board with the PFF draft. What are your thoughts on that right away?
Well, I'll tell you what, the Patriots are not going to take a tackle at 3. That's not happening. Joe Alt's the best tackle in the draft, but the Patriots are not taking a tackle at 3. Cardinals, it'd be wise for them to take a wide receiver. I just don't see Marvin Harrison not being off the board at this point in real life.
Yeah, I don't either. I think that Malik Neighbors is probably going at latest at 5 right here where he's at. But I do think that you're going to have Marvin Harrison Jr. He's going to be 1-2 with Malik Neighbors, either or. Let's go to the ESPN one. Let's see how they go. All right, so the Bears select Caleb Williams.
Well, they have the Vikings
trading
to 5, which could happen to get the quarterback. Okay, if they would trade up to 5, yeah, this is exactly how I see it going.
Now, if it goes like this, right, you have the 3 quarterbacks, receiver, quarterback. Clearly, there's going to be a drop on something. This is probably the best way for the draft to go for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Because I think that this way, I mean, the other way, you already had.
If you start to have a little bit of run on quarterbacks early, like if a guy like McCarthy is going to come off the board early, yeah.
So let's continue this. We have the Giants, who need a quarterback, the Titans, the Falcons, the Bears, again, and the Jets. Who do you think are going here?
All right. Well, with the Giants, now I'm going to play this by the board here, by who is here. The Giants should take Marvin Harrison then here. So with this simulation, Marvin Harrison's not off the board. That should be taken. Tennessee would be wise probably to look at their offensive line. That's where I think Joe Alt is going to go next Thursday. Falcons, I think they should look at edge. They need defense. Just look at defense, let's put it that way. Bears, I don't think a receiver is going to be there at 9 for them to take. Probably defensive side of the football. And the Jets, I think they're going to take Brock Bowers at number 10. The simulation, they're probably not going to have it there, but that's who I have there. So
good deal.
We'll see what the simulation does.
Yeah. See, I think that here for the Giants, I think that you're going to see Jaden Daniels go off the board on this one. He still hasn't been.
Oh, that's
selected.
right. They didn't take. That's right. I forgot that Daniels didn't get drafted on this simulation. So yeah, he'll probably be off the board on this one then.
I think that Jaden Daniels is probably off the board. Then you're going to have Marvin Harrison Jr. The Falcons, man, defensive line. Let's see. I know they're going to go probably defense. This says defensive line. I'm not sure how deep that is. I'm going to go ahead and say
I think they're going to take Turner, the edge rusher.
Do you?
Yeah,
that's a possibility.
I think they'll take the best edge in the draft.
Yeah, and I think with the Bears, you're probably looking at. See, with the Bears and like the Jets, I'm not too familiar with those teams. But if they were going to go defensive line or if they're going to go on the defensive side, now that they've gotten their quarterback, they got our wide receivers. they've got some receivers there for him. How's their line for the Bears?
Decent. Like they drafted a couple guys the last couple years. So I don't think they're going to take offensive line. I think defense is what they'll do. And they traded for Keenan Allen too, so I don't think they'll take a wide receiver.
Well, I'm thinking they're gonna maybe they go cornerback, take Cooper DeJean. That's probably I think they're gonna go there, and then for the Jets, I'm gonna say they're gonna take the next wide receiver that's available. Let's see. Let's start this. Whoa. Went a little bit too far, but let's go back.
Right, Daniel went a little too far.
So Marvin Harrison Jr. went to the Jets, like you said here. Then they had a tackle go to the Titans. Okay. Quinyon Mitchell goes to the Falcons, cornerback. So I thought they were going to go cute cornerback. I just chose the wrong one. Brock Bowers, you're right, tight end, going to Chicago. And Fuaga, tackle, goes to the Jets.
The Jets could go tackle. They could go tackle.
Fuaga was a guy
I'm sticking with Bowers, though.
Yeah. Well, with Fuaga, that was a guy that I was hoping would fall to the Steelers. I'll just kind of talk about the next couple of guys since they went through. Jaden Daniels finally gets drafted at 11, dropping out of the top 10. What do you think are the chances that Jaden Daniels drops out of the top 10?
0.
Yeah, I don't think so.
0% chance. 0%. 0% chance.
And you got another tackle taken off, J.C. Latham and Dallas Turner, edge out of Alabama. 2 Alabama guys going back to back. Let's see what happens on this side of things.
Yeah, guys, Pirates have been blowing ass right now, so freaking ridiculous.
On this one, it says that the Giants go tackle with Joe Alt. Titans get Malik Neighbors. Falcons get Quinyon Mitchell, cornerback. So both of them, I believe, went cornerback Quinyon Mitchell. Bears went wide receiver, and Jets went tight end Brock Bowers in the simulation.
All right. I'm liking the ESPN one better.
I am too.
I think that one makes more sense than the PFF one. Go figure, it's PFF too, by the way.
Yeah, I'm gonna actually drop. Well, I'm just gonna on the PFF one. I'm just gonna see who's available at 20.
That's fine. Have some fun with
it. And then I'm gonna drop it off and just do the ESPN one because that one seems more realistic.
No, the Pirates decided to give their starter 5. He goes 5 innings, 7 strikeouts, 1 hit, and then they pull him at 59 pitches. So there you go. And they blow it.
So we have a few people left. We have defense interior Newton, defensive lineman Byron Murphy.
Oh, we're at the Steelers pick right now. Okay.
Yeah, we're at the Steelers pick. So Mims is available, tackle out of Georgia. Nate Wiggins, cornerback out of Clemson.
Mm-hmm.
Kool-Aid McKinstry. Jackson Powers Johnson is available.
Okay.
JJ McCartney is still available. You think he makes it 20?
No. He'll be drafted way earlier.
Yeah, I don't think he makes it at 20 either.
His stock has gone very, very up high.
You have Zach Frazier still available. Michael Penix. So you see, I think your options here. I mean, I'm liking Mims tackle. I'm also liking. I think Jackson Powers Johnson is going to drop. I think so
too. I don't think he's going to go in the first round.
I don't think so. I think he may even hit late second, maybe even third.
Yeah. I agree. I don't think he's going to make the first round.
No, I don't think so either. So they're probably going to have him drafted high just because his ranking here. But I think when it comes down to draft day, I don't think he's gonna be there for quite a bit.
Yeah.
So in this one, where are you thinking at, man? Where would you draft?
All right. Well, guys, keep in mind here, we're playing this by the board. We're not playing this by what we think is going to happen. I'm not playing this by my mock draft I did on my show. We're playing this by the board that PFF has. If with this board, Daniel, if I had to decide which direction. No, he was taken out after, and he's not on the board. You have Byron Murphy, Amarius Mims, and you have Terrion Arnold, the corner out of Alabama. And I know you have Johnny Newton too. There's some talent there out of those 4 guys. So out of those picks, if I would hope the Steelers would go on, I'm going Terrion Arnold. Because the Steelers, he's arguably the best corner in this draft. And if he would somehow fall to pick 20, like I think that's a no-brainer. Because he's arguably the best corner in this draft. The Steelers are so freaking thin at corner. They have not done a single thing. You want to go in with Porter and Dante Jackson next year, and then you don't have anything else. It's not saying that they can't go make a move come the summertime, but like you kind of want a lot of your groups figured out before you start hitting training camp. And having a guy like Arnold there, a young corner, aside from Joey Porter, like Arnold. Now listen, for anybody in the draft, anybody can hit, anybody can miss when it comes to the draft. That's the way it goes. But I'm sorry, like if you have a corner there that can be a special player, that's who I'm going with. You can take a lineman, but you have a Band-Aid on your line. Not saying I want Dan Moore, but like if there's a talent you can't pass up over a tackle, like guys, there's going to be 7 tackles that go in the first round most likely. So, and there's only probably 2 or 3 corners that are worth first round picks. Kool-Aid McKinstry, no. So when it comes to Terrion Arnold, that's who I'm going because I want talent, especially in today's NFL. Like you need to be able to shut down some of these offenses. And that's my pick, Daniel. Based off of who's available right here, Arnold isn't even going to touch 20. He's not even going to be there. But in terms of what's here right now, as we're playing this for fun, if he's there at 20, that's the guy.
He's the guy. I don't know, man. I don't know. I think he's a great, excellent cornerback. The problem is the speed aspect. You think he ran like a 4.5, and that's probably why they have him dropping here. The Steelers already have a 4.5 or 4.45 guy in Joey Porter. They want that speedier guy. They need that faster guy, which is one of the reasons they went out and got Dante Jackson. But he's had some leg injuries and things of that nature, so I'm not sure where his speed is at. I think that, if they're going to go with a cornerback, they're probably going to go with somebody quicker. I would say in this scenario, Mims might be the guy that they draft here. Let's see what the chat is saying. Let me know, guys. What do you guys think the Steelers should draft here? It's going to be between Arnold and Mims. Put Arnold, if you think Arnold, put Mims. We'll hold this on for the next few minutes. In the meantime,
I'm fine with Mims. I actually have him in my mock draft. But I'm saying, like, dude, I don't know. Arnold, I just think when you have a corner there that can be a game changer, you can't pass it up.
Yeah. I'm just going to hit the continue the draft. We'll go through 5, and we'll just kind of see, the players. Yeah, and then we'll talk about that. Okay. So let's see. All right, here.
So this one's ESPN.
Yeah, this is the ESPN. Fuaga goes at 13. Latham goes at 14. You have the Chargers taking Jared Verse, Byron Murphy, defense tackle for the Colts. Fuaga was the guy that I was hoping that would fall to 20 for the Pittsburgh Steelers. I don't think he is. 13. You think the Steelers would move up to around 13 or so to pick him up?
I don't know. I don't know how much they like the guy. I think with them doing it with Broderick Jones this year made sense. I think you have 7 tackles that are going to go in the first round this year. I don't unless they're absolutely in love with them. I don't think they will.
All right. Any surprises out of these persons that were drafted?
This one right here on the ESPN, no. I actually kind of like this ESPN one.
Yeah, it seems more like it makes sense. All right, let's get to the Steelers. All right, hold on. I'm going to close this down for a second, and then I will make a pick here in a sec. So right now, Brian Thomas is off the board. Offensive tackle Troy Fontenot is off. Terrion Arnold. So who we have left is Mims is available here. Cooper DeJean is available as the cornerback. Newton's available as a defensive tackle. Let's see. I think Mims is probably the more
I agree.
clear picture on this one.
Probably your pick on that one.
Mm-hmm.
Probably your pick there.
I'm gonna go Mims on this one.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pause this real quick. Where did any centers go? I just want to check that real quick. So offensive tackle, another tackle, Guyton tackle,
Yeah,
center
Cowboys.
guard Jackson Powers
Cowboys.
Johnson off to the Cowboys. I don't see it, man. I don't think so.
I agree. I don't think so either.
Ooh, another center gone. Graham Barton to the Cardinals.
Graham Barton's a name that's been getting some traction for the Steelers, but I don't think they're gonna pull that in the first round.
No, I don't think so either. I've heard that the Steelers are really, really high on this kid. But, I'm a little bit concerned when it comes to that because he's a guy that didn't play center primarily in college. I think he played his freshman year, and the rest of the time he was primarily tackle. So it kind of brings in that Kendrick Green type of vibes when it goes into
Kendrick Green 2.0,
forcing somebody. Right.
Yeah.
But it's going to be like a guy they're going to force in the position.
You got to move him. Yeah.
So with this being said, I mean, the only center guard that's available left is probably Frazier at this point.
Yeah. Like there's George's, but I just don't know if he's a guy would play right away.
Yeah, that's true. So Adonai Mitchell, wide receiver, goes to the Bills. Peyton Wilson, linebacker. Darius Robinson. Yeah. Defensive end goes to the Ravens. Kool-Aid McKinstry goes to the 49ers. Chiefs get wide receiver Xavier Legette. And the second round, you got Braden Fisk. Nate Wiggins goes to the Patriots. Newton goes to the Cardinals. Cooper to the Commanders. Chargers have Xavier Worthy. You think the Steelers move up in the second round?
I do. I think so. I think they're going to move up in the second round. Huh? What's that?
How far up? When do you think they'll move?
What pick they have?
They have pick. They got pick 51.
They'll go up to. They got at 51. I say they go up to. I'll say 40, 45, 46.
All right, I'm gonna hit continue. Let's see who's been taken by then. All right, so at this point, you have Jordan Morgan, he's off. Lad McConkey, he's off, wide receiver. Patrick Paul, tackle, off of the Commanders. Coleman, Packers, safety, and another cornerback for the Texans and the Falcons. I'm not sure if the Raiders will swap with us, but I'm pretty sure we might be able to find something with the Saints just because of the conference. And they went with a tackle. So at this point, let's see if we can make a trade. What would you be willing to give up?
Concept, I agree.
What would you give up for?
Let's see. All right, so 51. I'm going to give up pick 84 for 45 and give me like 199 or 190. Give me 190.
All right.
Okay, try that.
This is our pick.
Did they accept it?
It worked.
Did they accept it?
They accepted it. Yeah.
Okay.
It's our pick.
Let's just do that.
Round. All right. So we have.
All right, go get Zach Frazier.
Where's he at? Where is he at? I wish they would let me pick by. There he is.
Yeah, go get
draft player. And I can see the Steelers doing this because there are some teams that are pretty heavy.
I agree.
Center needy.
100%.
So with this situation here, we're going to have to address the elephant in the room there. The Steelers yet have gotten Brandon Ayuk, right? And they haven't gotten a receiver.
Yeah.
You think they make a trade around this point? Well, no, you know what? I think they would have had to have traded before. I think they would have had to have swapped first rounds and probably given up like a third or something. What do you think?
For Ayuk?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. If the Steelers don't trade for Ayuk before the draft, I don't think they will.
Mm-hmm. So you think wide receivers probably high on their list next?
Yeah, I do. But I also think too, like, even if they don't get Ayuk, like they still could. Like, there's still some names they could do. Like you could draft a receiver here, and you could also wait for Tyler Boyd if you want to do that, or you could go trade for Cortland Sutton. He'll be cheaper.
What do you think it would? What do you think it would take for Sutton?
Middle round pick.
I don't know.
Yeah, middle round pick. He had 10 touchdowns last year. Who was his quarterback?
Yeah. That's true. That's true.
So I think Daniel, I think it's a name out there.
Mm-hmm.
Let me just say that it's a name out there.
So out of the next,
I think a lot of people would be okay with Cortland Sutton.
I think so too, man. I think so too. I'd still be a little bit concerned, but I think I would trust the Cortland Sutton, George Pickens on the outside. And then you have Pat Freiermuth that could probably play a lot of your slot receiver position when needed. I think that's going to be pretty good. Out of these picks here, one that kind of stands out is Bo Nix off the board at 51. I don't think the Steelers are going to go for a quarterback anytime soon, but weirder things have happened. Let's see.
Fuzzy Monkey, Zach Frazier is heavily talked about in their organization, so I don't understand what you're talking about. He definitely could be their plan. Will he be their plan? I don't know. You don't know. You're not a scout.
I mean, I it's not so much for that either. It's also the fact that it's a position of need, and that position. I mean, you already had 2 centers in this mock draft off the board out of the top 3 that I think probably give you the best bet for starting week 1. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, for sure, 100%. Concepts, yeah. The thing is that regardless if they would get Sutton or Ayuk, they're gonna have to pay either one. So
yeah, Michael Penix goes.
I didn't say you didn't know.
I
didn't say Fuzzy Monkey, you know football. But if you're gonna say he's not the plan, I think the Steelers would disagree with you.
I think if it goes down this way, that's probably true. That this guy that the Steelers are going to pick Zach Frazier. If 2 centers go off the board right away, one in the first round, another one quickly in the second round, then I think they're going to have to move up and get one, regardless if it's a reach or not.
Osnauer's the plan.
It could be. Let's see. I'm going to just go all the way to the Steelers. Let's see who's there. Now, we gave up that first 3rd round, so our 3rd round is all the way in the compensatory side. And I still think that, we're looking at receivers. That's probably going to be huge still.
Jared Devil, source. Trust me. All right. What is this? Pick 98?
Pick 98.
See, who's out there at wide receiver with this pick? Can you go on position?
They don't let me go by position. I wish it would. Wide receiver, Jamari Thrash is the next. And then you have Jermaine Burton.
Gone. No.
Malik Washington out of Virginia.
No.
Bub Memes out of Pittsburgh.
No.
It's pretty slim, man. Johnny Wilson out of Florida. I mean, in this situation here,
scroll all the way to the top. Scroll all the way to the top.
In this situation here, I think probably.
Yeah, like in this situation, I'm not taking a receiver just to take one.
Yeah, neither am I. It's going to have to be probably one of these defensive tackles. Brandon Doros and Mickey Wingo.
Keep going. Scroll down.
There's a running back, Marshawn Lloyd. I think we're pretty much stacked there. You got some outside linebackers. inside linebacker, safety.
And there's Jeremiah Trotter, but I just don't know if I don't know.
Spencer Rattler's on the board.
Oof, not in round 3. No.
Yeah, this is where it gets tough. This is where you find those diamond in the rough.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. Like I think going into this draft, like they have 2 third-round picks. So then you trade a third-round pick. Like this is what you could do. You either you take one of your second-round picks, and then you trade back up into the later end of the second round and trade one of your third-round picks. So what we did on this thing, because on these type of simulators, they get a little ticky-tacky with if you're going to like do a trade or something like that. So I did it where you swapped your seconds, and then you gave up your late third-round pick just so we'd be able to do that. I think realistically, it would probably be great. It would probably be best case scenario if they take whoever they take in the second round and they used one of their third-round picks to get up later in the second round. Do you agree?
Right.
And then you still have a third-round pick. So I think from realistically, depending how the board goes, but as we sit here now, I think that's the best case option to possibly do for them. But with this, you have to be a little ticky-tacky, and we gave up one of our third rounds just to swap for a high second. So you got to do what you got to do with these simulators. Yeah. But with this, I think like at this point of this mock draft right here, I think I would probably just take the best player available.
Yeah, and I don't know if I would go with Cedric Gray out of North Carolina as an inside linebacker. Well, maybe you do. I mean, I don't know anything about the guy, but if he's an athletic type of dude, he could be a backup. There is depth needed in that position in the inside linebacker room. You have Patrick Queen, Annie Landon Roberts. Holcomb is going to be a question mark if he's going to be available or even play again with that leg injury that he had. You think Cedric Gray could be the guy?
I don't know. I don't really know much about him, honestly. I'm going to say no. I think like it's more
Dorless or Wingo?
Yeah. I don't know. See, the board right now like isn't like great.
No, it's not.
So like you have your tackle, you have your center, there's your line. Mm-hmm. So with this, like you're looking at wide receiver, and like I think in the third round with this type of pick, probably pass. I'd maybe take the best defensive lineman.
One's out of Oregon, one's out of LSU. I'm gonna go Wingo.
Go for it.
I mean, you have Larry Ogunjobi, who's probably on his last year. You have Cam Hayward, who's probably also on his last leg. Those are two big, huge pieces that the Steelers are not going to have. Cedric Gray is still there in the fourth round.
Maybe there's a reason. Look at wide receiver. Look at wide receiver on this one.
Let's see. We have Spencer Rattler still available as well. And this is our fourth round, so this is going to be our last pick in this one.
Yeah.
I mean, we can just kind of blow through the rest so we can see what the grade it is. But not seeing. All right, wide receiver. Just saw him. Jeremiah Thrash. He's still available.
No.
Do you know anything about him?
No, but there's a reason why. Let's put it that way.
Then there's Bub Means. He's a wide receiver.
Let's go with Jeremiah Trotter. Let's go with the linebacker.
Let me see. Where was he at? Did I pass him yet?
Yeah. He should be up there.
There he is. Inside linebacker.
Yeah, go with him.
That name sounds familiar. Why does that name sound familiar? Is he like a son of somebody?
His
Yeah.
dad used to play.
Yeah, well, it makes even more sense now.
Yeah.
All right, so this says here. Oh, that's the Bears. All right, so here's what we got. We got Amarius Mims, tackle, Zach Frazier, center guard, Mikihi Wingo, and Jeremiah Trotter Jr. How do you feel about this?
I like the first two. I do. Not really sure about the third round pick. I think getting a guy like Trotter in the fourth round isn't bad value.
Mm-hmm.
I think realistically, how I'd like to see this play out is you have your first round pick. This is if they don't trade anything. You have your first round pick. You have your second round pick. You have another second round pick later, and then you have one of your third round picks. I think that would be ideal. And with that late second round pick, you could take a receiver. I don't know. Maybe you take the receiver early, and then maybe one of these centers drop. I really don't know. But one of the two. So you're looking at, yeah, good.
Well, according to the board, Amarius Mims would have had an 82% chance of being there at the next pick. And then Zach Frazier would have had a 92% chance. So according to this, we could have picked somebody else in the first round and still got Mims and Zach Frazier. I don't think that's true. But
yeah, that wouldn't happen.
Yeah. No, I don't think so. I mean, that would have been a freaking dream. But then again, I mean, that's kind of what happened last year. Nobody thought that the Steelers were going to get the guys that they got in the manner that they got them in.
Sure.
So
let's go to the other one.
Overall, do you think that this one is does this make the Steelers a Super Bowl contending team?
No. Yeah.
No. I mean,
not right now. Not right now.
All right, let's go back to this one. All right, so we're on the clock, and I think we were supposed to have gotten somebody. In this scenario, I'm going to go ahead and go with Arnold, like you said.
Let's switch it up. Let's go Arnold this time.
Let's go Arnold. Let me speed it up a little bit. There we go.
There we go.
All right, so this is the second round, and who's on the board? We got Michael Penix Jr. We have Chris Jenkins. Oh man, this isn't telling me by position. So a tackle we have
that guy.
Yeah, I cannot.
Whoever the heck.
That I don't even know. Another tackle, Kingsley Suamatia. Brandon
I
Coleman.
think Daniel at this point is that if the Steelers do not go tackle in the first round, I don't think they will until later in the draft.
Mm-hmm.
Let me put it that way. So I think at this point, if the Steelers do not go offensive line with their first pick, I think the second round pick at pick 19 here is offense. So I'm taking one of these wide receivers on the board. So who do we got on the board? We got Xavier Legette. Who else is there?
All right, so by position, wide receiver, we have Legette, Corley, Jermaine Burton, Devontae Walker, and Javon Baker, and Johnny Wilson.
All right, I think at this point it's going to be. I think Legette would be the guy to go.
Okay, I want to just check out center real quick and see if there's what is available. Interior offensive line. All right, not receiver. Let me take receiver out. All right, so Haynes, Beebe, McCormick, Van Pran. He's a guy I think that the way this is going, we probably target in the third.
Yeah.
All right, I agree with you. I'm going to go with receiver. Let me pull that up.
Let's do it.
Let's see. We're about to get to our first third round pick. So we have a tackle available, Blake Fisher. Let's see. I'm going to go by position. Let's go with interior offensive line. Cedric Van Pran is still available. I think he'll be available. Do you think he'll be available in our third round? I mean, our third round?
Second, third, I don't know. I'm gonna say no. So if you want to take him, I'd take him now.
Yeah, because our next pick is like what, 98.
Yeah,
We're
I'm
at
gonna say no.
84.
With
right,
these
I'm
simulations, I'm gonna say no.
Now we're back on. We have, let's see, out of these guys, you have Trice out of W.
Interesting. Yeah.
Washington, I'm sorry. You have Tracy from Purdue. He's a he's a halfback.
What tackles are on the board?
Let's see. Tight end, running back, offensive tackle. You have Dominic Pooney, Matt Gonzalez, Isaiah Adams in this position here. Caden Wallace, but I think that'd be kind of a reach now once you get this far down.
Yeah.
We haven't gotten cornerback. Let's see who's there at that position. And defensive. Let's look at defensive line. Michael Hall Jr. Tavondre Sweat is available. Or Sweet. Sorry about that. Wingo. We drafted him in the other round. So yeah. At 98,
Who's best player available right now?
Tight end Eric All, guard Mason McCormick, quarterback Michael Pratt, edge rusher Braylon Trice. We're not going to get a running back. I doubt we get a tight end. Tackle Dominic Pooney, another guard Michael Hall as a defensive interior line. So I think that it's probably going to be either the defensive line guy or a tackle.
Yeah.
And
let's go.
Pooney.
Oh no. Like at this point, we're just kind of drafting off of like who's the best guy available with this pick.
Yeah. And out of what's available and position in need, I think it's Pooney. So we haven't gotten a tackle yet. Out of Kentucky. Let me see let me see something. Let's see. How tall is this guy? What is his measurables? First look. Was a no-star recruit. I played at Central Missouri for 4 seasons. Where he played left guard and left tackle. All right. It's 320, 6'5". It's a big guy. 320.
I have no idea concepts what happened with that.
He also showed a lot more power in 23, disrupting displacement players. His power best protects the guard. All right. I mean, we need a right tackle. I'm going to draft this guy.
Go for it.
Now we're in our 4th round. All right. So we have another tackle, Tyreek Smith, available. Matt Gonsalves is available. He's another tackle. Trevondre Sweet.
Let's go with Sweat.
Is it Sweat or
defensive
Sweet?
Line?
Yeah, it is Sweat. My bad.
Yeah.
Had a long day.
Let's go with him.
All right. That's what I was thinking too. All right. Done. Analyzing our draft, grading it. Let's see how good we went. Well, it's still grading. This is PFF also, so I don't really take their grades.
They got to get all their details in there.
Yeah, with a grain of salt. Unless it's really good, then it's really accurate. If it comes out pretty awesome, that's how we know.
Yeah, that's it.
Let's see. Man, they sure take a long time to grade the damn draft.
Yeah, I know they are. Holy cow.
Full results. Awards. Let's see what I got a new award. My first mock draft. That was the first time I did a mock draft on PFF.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, so I think Sweat dropped because of that DWI he had. But before that, he was supposed to be a pretty good player, ain't he? I've heard good things about him on the
Yeah,
field.
I think he'd go higher, but I don't know if that discipline or not is going to affect him.
You know what's
I think
going
he'd
on
go
here
like
is
late in the second round.
yeah. You know what I think is going on here? I think PFF is like, man, this draft is too good.
Yeah, I think we broke it.
I think we did.
Okay, but if the Steelers' first 4 picks were that, I wouldn't mind it. I'd be pretty happy with it, to be honest. I actually like this draft that we did better than the other one.
Although the other one was more realistic.
Yeah, this could be realistic too in a way, but I like this one better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I think they got a little better as a team with this one than they did the previous one.
no, I agree. Man, this thing's taking forever. I'm going to go ahead and just say that it gave us. It's going to give us an A on here, man.
Yeah, like if this, I'll give this draft these first. Excuse me, man, my tiredness is catching up to me. Holy cow! I'm going to give this draft if these first 4 picks would be their picks, I'd give it probably a B+ or an A-. Mm-hmm.
Now with this draft, do you think
no
the
punter,
Steelers,
no long snapper?
With this draft that we just did, which is no longer available, because I pushed refresh. With that one, do you think it's closer to a Super Bowl team than the ESPN one?
Yeah, a little bit. Like I'm still not going to say it is, but I think it puts them in a better position.
Mm-hmm.
I think because like if you take this draft off PFF that we both like better, out of those first 4 picks, like I think there's at least 2 guys that could really give them something this year.
Yeah. Well, we'll find out in a week from tomorrow. I'm excited, man. Where are you going to watch the game, or where are you going to watch the draft at?
I'm going to be home, but Z and I are actually going to do a live stream.
Nice.
I know somebody commented on mine and Daniel's last episode on possibly doing one, but Z wanted to do one. We wanted to do it last year. We weren't able to. So we're going to do a live stream on my channel, a draft hangout. I'm going to put up a TV in this room, get it all hooked up, and then him and I are going to live stream.
There.
So
I see that TV right there.
Yeah, there is. That's more so just for business, though.
Oh, okay.
What about you? What are you going to live stream it? Are you just going to hang out somewhere or what?
Well, it's a Thursday. I should be able to be good to go to live stream it. I'm not sure yet. I know the next day I have a pretty big day. I got to go out pretty far. So I'm hoping the Steelers, I'm hoping it goes pretty quickly. But if I don't go live during the entire draft, I'll probably go live around the time that the Steelers select. You know, if there's a trade, then I'll probably jump on, boom, right away. And if they're kind of staying put, I'll probably jump on when we're getting probably close to about 18 or so.
Yeah.
Kind of talk about maybe even 15, kind of talk about what's happened. Because I think that if they're going to trade, it might be around 15, 14.
I'm still holding out hope that they do make a trade. Listen, if it was Kevin Colbert run the show, no, absolutely not. You talk about dinosaur with Omar Khan. I think at this point, like, I think he could do something that wouldn't surprise me.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's more savvy. He's more involved with what today's league needs and is. And if he would make a move for somebody, even if it's not Brandon Ayuk, it wouldn't surprise me.
Mm-hmm. Hey, how do you think that Omar Khan would do on one of these PFF mock drafts?
He'd probably look at it and be like, this ain't how it's going.
This is stupid.
But like, he'd probably pick a couple guys. We have no idea who the heck they are. And he'd be like, this is a steal. Easy. ESPN didn't have these guys get taken. So concepts. Yeah. I hope the board falls better too. I think it will. It's just, these simulators are tough. Really, I think with the last one we did really wasn't that bad. I think that's one a lot of people would be okay with, but
I'm
not just gonna not make any moves. I think maybe if you could trade back up in the second round, if somebody's worthwhile there, that would be cool.
What do you think would be better for the Steelers if they traded up for Fuaga or traded back and got Mims and got Ayuk?
Oh, it's not even a question. Mims and Ayuk is a home run.
I think so too.
100%. Yeah. If they would trade back and like switch firsts with the Niners, I don't know. I really, honestly, I don't know if that would even happen. I don't know if the Niners would even want to swap first round picks for him.
Well, he
But
wants to go. He's
yeah.
a bit of a problem. You know what I mean? He's unfollowed them. He's done everything. So it's kind of like almost out of their control. It's kind of like the Justin Fields situation where,
Yeah.
you know, the Steelers waited.
I hope
and
they do. Like, I would love that. I would give up, honestly, I would give up my first round pick to get Brandon Ayuk itself. I would. I think that he would be a great compliment to Pickens, man. He's gotten better each season. He's still young. Yeah, he would need a new contract, but like, who cares? You know, I see some people out there complain, oh, you know, how big, who freaking cares, dude? The cap goes up every single year. They're not paying a quarterback. They don't have any, really big contracts on their offense. It's all on their defense. Who cares?
Yeah. Yeah, you're right, man.
You need to give to get. Like, I think too many people are so ho-hum on a first-round pick, and so many people are ho-hum on getting players for cheap. I don't know what you want. You got to give to get. If you want talent, you're going to have to freaking pay for it. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, I agree with you. You know, I don't know if I would give up a first round and, you know, also have to pay him. I mean, I know what you're saying, but typically when you have these type of situations, there's some leeway there. You know, there's some leverage for the opposite GM.
Yeah, if you can pull that, great, 100%.
You know, to me, I think best, if this draft falls the way I hope it does, you know, best case outcome for me would be the Steelers to trade back a little bit in the first, get Ayuk, still somehow draft Mims and then Frazier in the second round. I think if they ended up going into the third round with 1 third-round pick available, because I'm thinking they're probably gonna have to give one of those up, and you have Mims, Zach Frazier, and Ayuk as what you've gotten already for draft date.
Just freaking build Con a statue, dude. Holy cow.
Yeah, if that ends up happening, that's
build him a freaking statue. Concepts, I agree, dude. You know, like, right, the people want the Steelers to win and are tired of these 9-win seasons and the bad quarterback play. You go make some moves as they have this offseason, and then you have people complaining about having to pay Ayuk. And it's like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, what do you want then?
Yeah.
That's just it's what you got to do.
Mm-hmm.
So
we talked about the way things would go down. If it went down best case scenario, Mims, Frazier, Ayuk in a trade, how close do you think the Steelers are to being a contender at that point?
I think that I think that they would be. Well, they would be much closer. I would think if we're just going to say the AFC, I'd probably put them 3 or 4.
It's going to come down to the quarterback.
We have to wait on the quarterback play. The quarterback play we have to wait on. You have 2 new quarterbacks. You still have an offensive line like that's getting better, but now you're adding to it with 2 rookies. So that's going to take a little bit of time. And you had a defense that underperformed last year. So now you got a little better with Queen and stuff like that, Deshaun Elliott, right? Guys like that. But the defense still has itself to prove. So until that, like, we know what the Chiefs are. I know the Bills lost a lot, but they have Josh Allen still. They still have talent there. Ravens, they still have talent. They've lost a lot too, but they're still talent. So you would have to kind of have to give or take certain things, but it would just be more maybe Steelers at 4 because they got to prove it. You got to show me what we got with quarterback. You got to show me what we got with defense. But a lot of things are looking great. Like, if that happened, my words would be they could definitely be a contender. They just need quarterback play to click. You need a Hall of Fame quarterback there, but you need it to click. You need a defense to finally come to where it needs to be, as it should be. And I think they would be there. But I also think at the same time, I would also kind of just say it in a sense of like, this is great for their future. And even if they would fall short, like, at least win a playoff game with this. Let me put it that way. At least win a playoff game with what you got. And then this is great for your future. That's how I would say it.
Yep. Yeah, I think they would definitely have a chance to be in position for a playoff win if everything falls in this manner. And health is a big thing, but I think the biggest question mark is going to be the quarterback play, as you mentioned. I think that the Steelers got two guys that have some potential. One guy that's shown it before, and he didn't do a bad job last year. I mean, 26 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. I mean, that would have been a dream for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
He was one of the best
quarterback
red zone
position
quarterbacks last year.
Exactly, and he really didn't have the cast around him that you would expect. But with what he had, he was able to elevate his players.
Yeah, it's I don't know. The Steelers weren't going to find their future this year. I don't know what people want. Now, could Fields be it? Maybe, but I don't know what people want. I don't know. Like, you want Caleb Williams? Is that what you want?
I'll tell you what. Fields' chances of being the guy increased when they gave him 2 over 5.
He looks better with 2.
About the jersey.
He looks better with 2.
It's all about the jersey number. Even on Madden, man.
Yeah.
On Madden,
he definitely looks better with 2.
Yeah, for sure.
I agree.
Do you have anything going on this week there, Nathan, on your channel? Let everybody know before we head out.
Nothing I know of. I know Z and I are going to do a show on our channel on Sunday. Probably talk about some things going on in the MLB, but other than that, it's pretty busy schedule. So I probably won't personally put out any content on my channel this week. So keep an eye out for next week, and then obviously for the draft on Thursday. So you guys have my channel at In Hindsight. Pretty sure everybody in the chat follows that there. But for anybody who is tuned in tonight, who's watching this right now, or is in the chat and has not followed it, give it a follow, because Daniel and I go back and forth between our channels for this podcast. And I put content talking about Pittsburgh sports, talking about other things around the sports world, things of that nature. So feel free to do that. I appreciate each and every one of you guys who tune into these streams and put your thoughts out there, and everything else. We always appreciate it. So I thank you guys. Yeah, so feel free with that. I might check out your channel. Yeah, I'm sure you will, Jared Devil. I'm sure you will. I always appreciate seeing you there. But other than that, guys, yeah, we thank you guys for being in the chat. We thank you guys for putting your thoughts on these mock drafts and maybe what you guys think should happen a little bit during the draft. So it's always good talking to you guys. So thank you all for being here as always.
Sounds good, guys. Well, you guys have a great night and a safe weekend. If you guys aren't aware, but I'm also a audio podcast host for Steel Curtain Network. And on Friday, my audio only podcast will come out everywhere you can find podcasts, whether it be Spotify or Apple Podcasts. Just search up State of the Steelers and SCN, and you'll find me. It comes out Fridays around noon. With that being said, guys, we're out of here.